What's up, Internet? This is Rusty Zimmerman coming at you live from Dallas. You know, nobody outside of Dallas is going to be wearing Overwatch League Dallas Fuel gear. I thought that color might be appropriate and that bit of fire might be appropriate for today's video because I'm coming at you live off the Ultra Sabers end of summer raffle, and I have a box full of lightsabers to open up. And I don't know about you, but I think just the phrase box full of lightsabers is pretty freaking awesome. I signed up, I bought my first ever like real custom lights up, super badass, not just a kid's toy lightsaber, and I ended up getting into their raffle, and I bought a mystery box saber, and I won a free extra lightsaber from them, another random one. So I've got one lightsaber in here that I know what it is, and then I've got two lightsabers that I have no idea. We are going to find out together, Internet. So we will see what the Force has in store for me. First things first, who doesn't want a lightsaber? I've wanted one since I was a kid and saw the original trilogy and played with my action figures since I was a young adult and saw the prequel trilogy with all those extra lightsabers going around, and there was cool new colors and stuff. And then as a grown-up, we start watching the Clone Wars, and now as a tired old man here in just the last few years, of course, I became a huge fan of Star Wars Rebels. So it is time to open this Mama Jama up, and let's see what lightsabers I have coming my way, because I am excited and curious and a little afraid. What if it's a box full of Sith-tainted lightsabers and they try to turn me to the dark side? That'd be too bad. I'd have to start dominating everybody I see. I got a couple dogs around that are already kind of terrified and dominated. They've been a little upset at the number of times the UPS guy knocked on the door today. But we got things open. Let's pull one out. I know it's going to come out blades and emitters and everything together. Alright, so first things first, we have the pièce de résistance. And we're going to go straight to it. And that is the one lightsaber that I was expecting today. And that is my gorgeous, gorgeous Spectre. As a huge Star Wars Rebels fan, seeing this lightsaber put up for sale, it's the one that's largely based on Kanan Jarrus's lightsaber. This was kind of what pushed me over the edge and got me to take the plunge here. So, we gotta fight with bubble wrap for a minute. These things are pretty hefty too, that's nice. They have a real sense of substance to them already. You know, bubble wrap and all. But, check this out. Look at this. Look at this. Just gorgeous. I have no idea the size or the scale. You know, they toss up a couple numbers on the website, but actually holding it in your hand is a whole different animal. And this puppy is just gorgeous. Just fantastic. I got the D-ring added on the bottom. I figure that'll be kind of cool, and it's also how Kanan carries it. But it gives you options, because of course it's also got the CoverTech wheel standard installed. So depending on what I want to look into for some Star Wars cosplay, I will have options as to how I'm going to carry it. I can use the CoverTech wheel or the D-ring. And that pommel is nice. It adds some weight to the end, and you can really feel the weight of here. I do have the thick Ultra Edge blade. I got the heavy installed, so that I can do some fun stuff with it, do a little sparring with my buddies and that sort of thing. But even so, just right now, this puppy feels pretty good in the hand. And let's see. Look at that. I got a lightsaber. How cool is that? I got the round tip on the end, so I'm not going to eviscerate Kevin or Chad when I eviscerate Kevin and Chad. I've got these cool ports here at the top for the light to come out. A little bit of customization. Lightsaber sounds. How cool is that? I got the silver on the button with the AV switch. I've got the rounded one because I thought that just looked a little cool, a little sleeker. They have a copy or a version that comes with a bunch of really kind of neat circuitry etchings on here, but I decided not to get it. It looked a little bit too cluttered to me. It looked a little bit more cyberpunk than Star Wars, and I'm clearly a fan of the cyberpunk, but that's not what I was signing up for today. Anyways, though, here is my gorgeous baby, the new Spectre, which is also, by the way, their newest lightsaber. So that's pretty cool. I'm really happy about that. But here's the thing. It's not all I'm getting. So what we're going to do next is go to one of my mystery sabers. And this thing's all bundled up here, so give me a second. They had their summer raffle going, and they had specials on some pricing where over $250, over $350, whatever, you started to get better deals, like free shipping, things like that, and a couple other free goodies could get added in. So I added a mystery box saber. I bought my Spectre. I knew I wanted the Spectre. I knew the Spectre would be gorgeous and awesome. But then I just added a mystery one for like $70 more, and it bumped me up into the next tier. But then the cool thing is I won in the raffle another random grab box. So I don't know what 2/3 of these are going to be. It's certainly smaller and lighter than the Spectre already. I can tell you that much. And what could be cool is that it might like work for my wife's hands, and then maybe she'll get addicted, and then maybe I can buy a new one and get into the return of the summer raffle. But look at this elegant piece of work. I think this one's called the Sentinel. I can't tell. It does have some minor little blemish there because that happens with the grab bags. But I like it. It reminds me a lot of what they call just the kind of generic like Padawan sabers in the prequel trilogy. And this one very clearly is green. And that's going to be looking really sharp. It's, of course, the color that Jedi Consulars often used. It does not have sound, but it's got that gorgeous green LED in there. Lights up very nicely. This thing is really light, and it's got the narrow choke point there, which will be good because my wife has tiny little T-Rex hands. But this is super light, and I feel like she could play with this a little bit, and maybe she'll get bit by the bug, and maybe she'll be on board with me buying another one and trying to win in that return of the summer raffle that they just kicked off. And they're giving away like another 105 things. When I say that I won 4th prize in the summer raffle to get this bonus saber, I mean I got one of like 50 of us that won 4th prize. They're giving away a ton of stuff. Here is the saber for that. It's a light grade, or the mid grade they call it. They don't have a light one. It's the mid grade. I did go ahead and get the Ultra Edge, which is kind of a cellophane film type of thing, I think, that goes on it, and that just helps with the light projection. It slots in just like that. I'm not going to tighten it, but I just want to show off this color, just like we're showing off Domina in the background. And look at this green. I'm not sure how well it's going to show up on camera. I'm going to do a couple of quick shots in a minute with the lights off and see if it shows up a little bit better. But yeah, this is gorgeous. The balance on this is really different, with it being as much lighter as it is, and with that light blade on it, the mid grade, which is kind of just a for show blade. Maybe better for carrying all day at Gen Con, right? If you know you're not going to be sparring right then. But yeah, definitely a different feel to it. And then the last one, unfortunately, is not wrapped up as good, but check this out. It's got a pretty wicked Sith look to it. I think it's an Aeon, I believe is their name. I'll have to check it out later, and I will add to the comments here. But I was really close to pulling the trigger on one of those, the Aeon limited edition, which looks kind of like this one, but it's all silver. You'll see in a second, and it's got like gold inlays. And to me, it's just a really gorgeous piece of work. But this one here is looking pretty dope. It's looking pretty sinister. We'll see what we get here. I have a feeling that this is the mystery box one that I actually ordered, not the grab bag, which is a little bit different scale. The grab bag one, I believe, is going to be the Sentinel that I got. It had a few little tiny scuffs on it, which is fine though, because it's Star Wars, right? You used it. But look at this. It's got the vents up here at the top. That's an extra thing that gets added. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the Aeon model. But in black like this, the black and chrome, that just really pops, and that looks gorgeous. And you got good spots to grip there. You don't want to hold it up too high if you got these vents, because you'll burn your hand. You know, gotta think in character. But you guys ready to see if this puppy has sound and to check out the color on this? I'm ready. Oh, look at this. They're trying to tempt me. They're trying to draw me to the dark side, and that's not that hard. I'm already a big dude that is clearly controlled by my appetites. But this is fantastic. This red is really gorgeous in person. I'm not sure how much it really shows up here on the camera as this deep, burning red, but yeah. I'm feeling kind of like a bad guy with this puppy, and that's pretty cool. And of course, it's just gonna look gorgeous again. The balance point on these is really interesting. I've started to do a little bit of historic European martial arts, and that was part of what pushed me over the edge into wanting these also. I was like, oh baby, it's for sparring and practice. It's just making the martial art fun. But again, this one's quite a bit lighter than that Spectre, and the balance points on these are really pretty interesting. I can't really twirl my Sentinel here in green because I don't lock the blade in place, but they're very comparable in weight. They're very comparable in size. I'd be surprised if they weren't the exact same length on the hilt measurements and stuff. And they're very similar, the Sentinel and the Aeon, which again, I'm pretty sure this bad boy is the Aeon. They're just very similar. But yeah, these are fantastic. They're gorgeous. I'm really pretty psyched about this, in case my geek isn't showing. Now, the other cool thing that I did with the Spectre, which again was the only one I knew I was going to get, was I actually bought it with the Adegan Silver blade. A, because I think the white blade just looks gorgeous. But B, because it came with the color discs. So I'll be experimenting with that later and kind of seeing what I can do. Sorry, I'm trying to set these up where the dogs won't knock them down. Because my doggos are, of course, very curious about any artifacts that come at me from other planets. And they want to know where things are from and why they smell like that. And I've got one more goodie in here, along with some blade plugs and my color discs. And these are little extras also that you can add on the blade plug. And I'll show you why in a second once I wrestle this puppy open here. But the packaging here is really cool. Just real simple little bundles. This is the mini Allen wrench. This thing is just tiny. Rusty Zimmerman included for scale. But this is what lets you tighten or loosen the blades and a few other parts, I understand. But let me take a look and show you here what else I got. And that's some blade plugs. And these are going to be great for display or for carrying around, because you don't always want to carry around this whole blade, walking around all day at Gen Con. These blade plugs just slide right in where the blade would go, and they still light up. They still look pretty cool, and it's just kind of a way to keep some dust and junk out. They fall right out again. They're hefty though. They've got a good weight to them. They feel pretty sturdy, and that's always kind of cool, you know, when your stuff feels like it's been built well. It's just got this kind of chrome, shiny nickel cap on the end that does some really neat stuff. But it also just kind of looks neat and closed off when you're carrying it around. But of course you turn it on, and it lights right up, and then it gives you this kind of dim hole in the middle there, like the deep dark pit of angst and despair inside each and every one of us. But also, in lighter news, get it, lights. These are the color discs that come with the Adegan Silver. I don't want to take my Spectre apart to show them to you right now, but they're just what they sound like when you say the words color disc. It's a series of little thin plastic discs that are all different colors in here, so you can mix and match them so that Adegan Silver, aka white, on the Spectre that I got, you can turn it into other colors. Now they've gotten some mixed reviews from other places. Oh, it's not as super awesome and bright if you use the color discs, and like that's clearly going to be an issue because you're muting the color of that silver, that white. But I don't really care as long as it's going to look neat, and you can do stuff with them like mix and match. We've got a couple different shades of green here, and of course if you put them together you're going to get a darker green. They're little Venn diagrams of green, right? And you've got some reds, you got some blues, stuff like that, and you can mix and match those in and then kind of alter the color. Now it's not going to show up really well doing it on this one that's got the green LED already, but all you got to do is you take them, you drop them in there, you put the blade in over it, and it's gonna influence that color. It's gonna darken it some. It's gonna change it. So I can put extra green on my already green lightsaber, or I can go a little crazy here. I just put like a red and a purple in here, and let's see what nonsense this does. And you can see that's a lot dimmer, right? So that's definitely an issue, even the green here. But it kind of makes it a lighter green. It messes with the shade. It messes with, the color spectrum, and you're going to get some interesting stuff. If I toss a yellow, just one, I'm not going to do double here, but if you toss a yellow in here, I think it's going to give you a really cool shade of Jedi Consular Green, and it's going to make you thirsty for delicious Sprite or 7-Up, in case anybody's watching and wants to toss me some money for advertisements. But they're cool. I think the color discs will be neat. You don't get to change them on the fly quite like you do with some of the fancier, more expensive options where you have multiple LEDs hiding in there and you can just beep bop boop and make little R2-D2 noises while you're customizing your lightsaber, and then suddenly it's going to change color completely. But for a first saber, which is technically what the Spectre was, for an intro into the world of owning your own lightsaber, I thought it would be pretty cool. But here's what we got. One more goodie. One more thing to show off. The pièce de résistance, if you will. And this speaks well of the customer service at Ultra Sabers also. When I found out that I won the raffle, and that I was going to get 3 lightsabers, and that I wasn't going to know what 2 of them were going to be, I said, you know what, I bet I can find some cool stuff that I can add on for just another layer of lightsaber customization. And I certainly did. And I started with this. This is the quick release coupler. And to install it, what you do is you pop off the pommel of an existing lightsaber, like this one, which clearly exists. You screw it in, like so, and it just replaces that pommel. And it's vented so that if your saber has sound, it will still have sound without this pommel blocking that. Because some sabers, of course, you're going to need that. You're going to want that extra oomph going. Give me 1 second as I learn how to tighten this blade retention, or excuse me, learn how to loosen this blade retention screw, because I don't want to do this part with the blades all on, because it's going to be super awkward. I'm going to hit one of my dogs in the face, and the internet is going to come down on me like I would deserve if I was the type of person that hit a dog in the face with a lightsaber. But we're going to go ahead and pop off the pommel here of this kind of Sith looking blade, right? Both pommels come off. They screw on to the quick release coupler, which I don't think is going to look too bad on this guy with him being black but already having silver. I feel like it's actually going to look okay on him. I figured like the silver quick release was going to be the way to go. But check it out. You screw them together and voila, a saber staff. Alright? And it's connected, it's together. You can still do cool stuff though. They swivel on here the way they work with the ball bearings in there. So you can tweak it a little. You can turn it to make sure stuff like your buttons lines up if you want. But here's the coolest bit. Ready? This is going to be my virgin decoupling here. You pull down on one end. Bam! Single sabers again. Whackety whackety whack. Time to bust out some Filipino martial arts on people, right? But then, when you want, it unlocks, just pulling on that, click it back together, boom. Good to go. Not bad for like $30, right? Once I saw that I was getting multiple sabers, I figured I would toss that on, and we'll see what happens, and I bet that it'll be something that looks pretty cool. I like it. This is going to give me a really cool kind of good guy meets bad guy vibe, because this dark blade is going to be red, the light blade is going to be green, so now it's the story of a kick-ass Jedi consular that defeated a Sith Lord and stole his lightsaber and is in the process of purifying the crystal and blah 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 blah, whatever, right? So it's pretty cool though. Something else to play with. I'm going to see how it fits on the Spectre. I knew it would fit on these two because it's a MHS system, modular handle design that Ultra Sabers does. But they were super cool about it. After I won the raffle event, they let me go in and add that and still take advantage of the free shipping, even though it was kind of a new order. I added it to my existing summer raffle entry order that had free shipping because I bumped the price up. And they let me do that. So just a cool way to save a few extra bucks. So props to Ultra Sabers. Props for their generosity in giving us the chance to win this stuff and the discounts and everything else. Props for quality craftsmanship so far. I'm just really psyched by this quick release trick. I feel like that's going to be really cool to play with, and it gives you some more options again when you're just carrying the thing around. Do you want to pose with a saber in each hand, reverse one, look like you're on the defensive, or have them both out in a staff, doing some different stuff there. I'm pretty psyched. I'm pretty jazzed. I've also been talking for a long time. So I'm going to let you go, Internet, and then I'm going to play with my lightsabers after you leave me alone. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for the raffle stuff, Ultra Sabers. Thanks for the cool lightsabers that just look and feel amazing. They are very shiny. They are very clean. They are very gorgeous. I absolutely love my Spectre. It fits in the hand just right for me. I'm a big dude. I got big hands, but I'm really digging it. I think this is going to be a lot of fun to play with, to mess around with my buddies with. Again, the point of balance is not that bad on it. It's pretty close to the hilt, and of course, as Kanan's Spectre saber, it's actually got kind of a natural grip spot there with that saucer to protect your hand and stuff. I gotta fire it up again though. Listen to this lightsaber noise. And of course, it's also got flash on clash. I got that in the Arctic blue, so you can see that color change as it hits stuff. And it's got those sounds going on. So I'm a little kid at recess again that picked up a stick and is pretending to be a Jedi. And that was exactly what I wanted from this purchase. So I'm digging it. I think you guys will dig it too if you check out Ultra Sabers. Just buy yourself a lightsaber, man. Life's too short. You can get the mystery box or the grab bag sabers for like 60 or 70 bucks, and some of those are going to come with sound. There's a random chance. I don't know how great the chance is, but some of them are going to come with sound and give you that visceral, imagination-fueled reaction of lighting up that lightsaber. Some of them are going to come with different blade lengths. Some of them are going to come with different blade colors. There's a level of customization you can do. If you know you want the sound, you can buy a different grade of mystery box, and then the rest of it will be random, but you'll definitely get that, you know. But if it's just that you don't know the aesthetic that you're after, if you just don't know what hilt design you want, if you want to do a Star Wars cosplay and you don't know if you want to be a good guy or a bad guy, then let the Force decide, right? Do a grab bag or a mystery box and then just base it on whether you get an Aeon with a green blade or an Aeon with a red blade, right? Or whatever. So, you know, let Ultra Sabers pick it for you. Anyways, I have lightsabers to play with, so I will catch you later.